Well, plus Will Smith, he was part of responsible that he has been in all the movies before. He's been in the Bad Boys. He's been in all the since every movie said that he's been there too. I can't handle that because Will Smith, he's been grateful when he's been rich, and plus he was in the show Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. He's been everywhere. But problem is, during this year's cancel culture thingy, it was that thingy that bitch slapped Chris Rock, and then there's a one thing that's happened before. All of this is super crappier that was been happened before. That shit would be canceled too. I just can't give him a look. I can't give him no look. He should have been canceled when he has done it for the future. I will give him canceled. Nothing's right for the people that what he has done. And he would have been banned for the Comedy Awards. Cancel. Chris Rock is just having just fun times. But as an actor, you can just make it ridiculous and just say something about Will Smith's wife. And he would have been listening. And like what he has done. And then later, he was just saying, like, was that Will Smith? During the response. And then all of this is just, they're just digged out of all those people that he can be punished. Canceled. This shit is relevant. And this shit was real. Like the ones like the guy named Daryl. Well, if you're watching this video, you're going to be sorry. This dude, he can't just deserve for love. And he can't find relationships. And he doesn't have a mom. All of this crap, he's just making himself like a black shitty hole, He's just a shithole guy who just enjoys the media and YouTube. All of this, he just kept it for fun. Same as Drew too. But however, both Daryl and Drew didn't have any good expectations to come out before this intros comes out. Canceled. I hate that. That's the age inappropriate behavior. That's something that has to do with the sexual behavior. You should never say things, and you should never think too much about me, because I'm not the fan. I'm not the one who want to part of your fans. You should be canceled culture because I've been racist, and I've been devouring you by disrespecting you from coming away from Special Olympics. If Napa Special Olympics isn't continued, there will be cancel culture too. If I wasn't there, without it, they wouldn't have been continued to keep the pride together for Special Olympics. But now it's not the same. Cancel. Because I would have been safe to like the racist things that have been done in the past since 2 years. It's been crossed out years. I've been losing it too much. Like when I haven't ended up like say things and making ridiculous things in Napa. This is what happens when Napa Special Olympics isn't coming out like too much. Like if people say some things about racist and people say something that's gay. And plus, Chick-fil-A isn't racist because they belong for gay people. They have the right to approach people. They can say disrespecting things about Chick-fil-A because Chick-fil-A isn't popularized for the people in Napa to get them, or especially in all the rest of the United States. Everything should be canceled too. Chick-fil-A, cancel. But this is ridiculous apart. I'm not used to it, all those ridiculous actors and ridiculous people that were coming in and they didn't mind it, except for like the ones like Dear John and Remember Me or Shinny Tatum or some of what of those actors. They're doing good, like the ones like they've been in the movie like Dog or something like that. they increase the culture, and then the same actors who are family friendly or bigot or something like that. Whatever those actors, they're like niceful and grateful or good actors, but has to be good ones. I can't provide any musicians neither. It's too much. And too much gangster stuff. Like Mike Jones. Mike Jones, he's been growing up to become like a better rapper, and after that, there's been a lot of arrests in prisons and stuff that has been culture enough for this shit. Canceled. So does like Paul Wall and Chameleon here too. They've been arrested too. Canceled. You know? All the rap stars, they came from the southern hip hop, like Lil Jon and shit, canceled. You know? I can't believe when they messed up the culture when they get arrested. Like Bobby Shmurda. Bobby Shmurda, he's been in the arrested too. Like after he dropped Hot Boy, all the rest has been devout. All of the fans, they just don't trust them too much. Canceled. You know? Many of the hip hop fans, they do trust like the new rap stars or some shit. Or like the ones like Kurt Bangs or Feta Wap or something like that. It's a little weird because we need to change, you know? If you guys part of the cancel culture movement, you'll be fine. I'm not part of that side. I'm here to provide information. I'm here to provide what's happening in the culture, what's dying to the people, you know? I try not to think about people dying. We're talking about the people that they're keep dying the culture in the same way. If they were keeping off the same way, and the same actors, same musicians, they used to be the same way. Like the ones like E40, Too Short, or Ice Cube, or whatever. Well, I have one of my favorite musicians, like the rap stars, like E40 and Too Short, Ice Cube, or Dr. Dre, Snoop Dogg, and other than the last one was the Eminem, but Eminem, you can't hurt Eminem. He was grateful, you know. But if you hurt one of my guys, they would be canceled too, you know. Well, that's too much, you know. Dr. Dre, he was the great rapper that he has done for all the musicians that can put up the test. I don't think he's cancel culture. I think he's the great guy. He's been in the culture for Death Row and part of it in the rap and hip hop culture by continuously. Never canceled because he did it with Compton, he did it with 1999 and The Chronic. He did it gratefully when the Sellers of Damon dropped something bigger. But he was never a cancel culture. But so does Eminem. Snoop Dogg, well, I don't care if he was a cancel culture rap star, but that's okay. But Snoop Dogg, he has a lot of stories to tell because there are a lot of stories of what's happening when he got murdered, and then after that he was been arrested for being thugged out for some shit, and after that, not anymore. He's even changed his life since like when he became a rapper. You know, all of this he continued making it continue amongously that he can approach. You know, he can approach of it everything. So there's the West Coast hip hop stars. When they grew up like in the biggest shit, when they didn't come out to the top 10, like Kendrick Lamar and the others, they can still go up much better in the culture. Except for canceling culture. Canceling culture is only when rap stars they deserve for gangster shit. So like Soulja Boy, you know, or anybody else can be something like disrespectful. Like Soulja Boy, he makes all messed up with all those arrests for possessions and shit. Canceled. You know, I can't deserve for Southern hip hop music. It's not righteous enough. It's not grateful. You know, you're gonna have to be applicable to something else if you're part of the great musicians like Michael Jackson, the Beatles, or anybody else that can be fortunate. You know, Michael Jackson, he's the king of pop. You cannot pass Michael Jackson and the Beatles. They raised the biggest culture ever. So does Elvis Presley too. But I'm sure you can watch Elvis Presley because, you know, if you guys are the big fans of the 50s to 70s, you should enjoy Elvis Presley as a fan. But if you don't enjoy it, cancel. If you don't approach it, cancel. You know? Same with actors, you know? You're gonna have to provide everything in the movies. It doesn't matter. Like the ones like Bob Myers, you know? I don't care. Or same with Adam Sandler too. They've been have better actors when they raise the bigger, better money that they do. Except the ones that they've been in the childhood ruins when they've been doing it for fun. When they have to when they approach when I was 11 to watch one of those PG-13 and rated R movies. Cancel. So does like Marvel movies when collectible for fun, like the ones like one in the Batman movies and Iron Man and shit. Cancel. You know? It's not fun. Superheroes are not fun. I'm like, for real. You know? They shouldn't just motivate everything well what he has done. You know, and one actor passed away when he was an Iron Man. And Chadwick Boseman, he's already passed away when he was a Black Panther. You know? Everything just canceled. You know? It's just ridiculous, you know? Chadwick Boseman should have been like part of the different actor movies that they would have been coming out with something inappropriate. Canceled. You know? Totally canceled. I'm just feel applicable that that's happening in the future. But I don't have the resignage in this the same people what they did do. But I did something wrong in this media or the social media or any of you people that have been talking shit. You know, I have nobody who was talking shit now because talking shit was so like back in 2016 to 2021. But right now it's not the same. Right now this year is such a cancel culture. You know, things have changed. You know, if you have friends or relationships and shit, you want to bring up the culture on your own so that God's mind can help you. You know, like for example, I have a girlfriend and this culture is still good. We'll keep it up and be grateful and have one of the creativity. But the best thing in the part is you want to end up not to be suicide. You know, suicide is cancel culture. You know what I mean? In the human life, you should never commit a suicide. That's called cancel culture. If you want to commit suicide in something that you can let go, that's called cancel culture. Like XXXTentacion, who does all of those crazy rap stuff that he has done in the past, and then deal with all the people that have been down-aged and sad and angry and crying and desperately crying. Well, canceled. Temporarily canceled because he already died in 2018. That's so like 4 years ago. So does just WRLD too. You know, he was been taking drugs before he passed away. He's been approaching the music so that he's been depressed and suicide during this moment. Cancel. Well, that's stupid. That's because love and hate relationships isn't good for you. Or especially like if you're voting for Donald Trump, you're canceled. This is what happens. Every people should be canceled in America. You should agree with me because this is what the people's matters that you should be mattered to yourself. Not edgeable for everyone else who doesn't believe in freedom. But freedom is all of all the people that we need to connect together for the rest of the family or the rest of the people that we have friends. You know what I mean? The best thing you do is try and represent your own path of your family or something like that. You can't just be a voyager and something like that. You know, you'll have to speak up. You know, don't just adjust things to what have been done. Speak up and find their job and try to do your best for your culture. You know, my sister enjoyed everything about the culture, about the Mexicans and everything, and the Chicanos. But it's good because we're represented for the whole area. So does my little sister too. She represents the culture of the SoCal. She represents everything, not cancel. To me, I represent the whole culture, NorCal and SoCal. You know, doesn't matter if there's a hate going on. You know, If you haven't been a hit going on, don't disrespect it. But if you're that person watching this video, you're canceled. You know why? You should be punished in the first place by saying disrespecting things about Zika Lies, Odyssey, and everything. You know, I've been representing the musics of my Nintendo as and the song and the album. The first album they took over in Apple for the first time, and then after that, if I was there the whole time, and then Childhood Ruin still goes up. When I got Southern Mentality, Pussy, and every music's there, they're just pushing the Childhood Ruins to ruin the fun of the music of the Glass of the Sea before the Spotify and Apple Music grows in a little bit, but not too much. Cancel. You know? That's what the fans thinks, that it's just not applicable enough to listen to all of those studio albums to listen to. That's not applicable. But you have to understand that this music of all of the 3 studio albums isn't pushable. It's a little applicable and not applicable to permission for all the musics and musics. You know what I mean? But that's what happens when you take a bow in music. That's fine. You know? I can take a bow like that because I'm not used to it in part of the rapper. But I do, but I just feel like cancel culture isn't good to me. I wanted it to make a success, to let all the people to go up, or especially bring the culture up with all the Mexicans, Puerto Ricans, Croatians, South Americans, Mexicans, everywhere. You know, it doesn't matter what culture we're in. You know, I don't mind because we're diverse. We're in a diverse culture. That it doesn't matter because like Bad Bunny, he raised the culture to become Mexican cultures. You know, that's the first time when reggaeton music's to become extra pushed like this year with Bad Bunny's new album. That's not cancel culture. You know, that's called the new culture of the musicians instead of like being around American musics. Well, like the ones like Pink or Metallica or any pop and rock musics, they didn't have a lot of problems with drugs and stuff. Cancel. You know, I can still get it now. I have no words to say about pop and rock stars, you know. So has Green Day too, you know. Green Day has a lot of problems, or Linkin Park too. Like the one person passed away from suicide. You know, that's called cancel culture. Cancel Linkin Park. You know, it's not the same anymore. You know, it's not the same culture that we listen to. You know, the radio stations, well, 94.9 and the others should represent the culture of something else. You know, but this should be grateful if you have enough music to listen to, you should be able to provide it. If you're part of the radio stations, TV, social media, social life, everywhere, you know, you have a very good family, you have very good friends, you have very good people in your mind, you know. Just don't think too much. All you have to do, just bring the culture in. If you don't bring the culture in, go kill yourself. I don't care. Okay? But it's not up to me. It's up to you. Don't mind yourself. You too, Daryl. Think about it, about the culture on your own. Because I watch The Roseanne. I watch Saved by the Bell. I watch every shows that are funny. Canceled. This is ridiculous. My age is acting weird. So does Full House too. Like Danny Tanner. Cancer. I just can't think about like my ages, what's happened in my age. I used to watch those as a kid when I used to watch all the Disney movies, Born Baby movies, or something like that. You know, when actors grew up to deal with all action adventure movies, this shit is canceled. You know, this is ridiculous. All you have to do, just make sure, do not to think about the ages and inappropriate ages will be applicable to yourself. Be extra attention on this. You can't just sit around and do nothing or do suicide like that. All you have to do, just make your things right on your own. You can't just say it right. Say things where you've been wrong in the past. It's not so easy if you're applicable to talk to. You know, I think you should be right about me, or the media, like the ones like Speaking Frankly, cancel culture documentary. But if you don't understand what I'm saying, watch Speaking Frankly, cancel culture for documentary, and then they'll tell you what's wrong about the cancel culture and the media. You know, they'll tell you some things. You know, that what's happening about the YouTube and what's happening about Twitter, what's happening on Facebook or Instagram. You know, everything was been the cancel culture isn't the same too much, or same with Johnny Depp too. But in order to do that, you gotta have to watch the theories, especially the representative sports too. You know, like the ones like the Warriors moved to San Francisco. Things the cultures are just getting acting weird because the Bob Myers and Steve Kerr, Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, Draymond Green, and the others who represent the culture of the San Francisco canceled. You know, that doesn't mean anything what basketball means. You know, so does baseball, football, or hockey, or any teams who represent from locations or something like that. Something to do with cancel culture too. You know, so does the Raiders to Las Vegas. Canceled. I felt disappointed that they would have been staying in Oakland. You know, things have changed because people, they don't have representatives. People don't think that it's feel right for Oakland. You know, all of this, they just want to represent to a different path, not just the same people they used to have the same way. Canceled. You know, cancel the Raiders because the Raiders, Mark Davis and Al Davis should relocate like every ways. Canceled. You know, I can't see the fun of things, you know. But you sure understand. But I'm sure you understand. So that's what I'm trying to tell you. Well, we'll make it a mind up. We'll see what happens. All right. So it looks like it's the end of the time about talking about like the cancel culture. So I guess hope you get it about the Will Smith and Johnny Depp and all those actors like John Goodman or someone else that who represents the culture that doesn't seem what it's right for the age, racism, sexism, and then something that has to deal with gayism or something like Chick-fil-A. Well, we talk about that too. So, and socialism, or you know, socialism is something to deal with suicide or relationships or something like that. But you should talk about that too. Make sure you have to do the right thing. All the 5 kinds of things that you don't want to get cancel culture from yourself, from your family, from your friends, or anything. You don't want to do that. Especially for every people in the world. Because you guys are special. You guys special is about Mexicans, Italians, Americans, Japanese, Chinese, Koreans, and Australians, Europeans, Germans, Spaniards, French, Africans, South Americans, everywhere. It can be everywhere. It doesn't matter. Be part of your culture if for yourself, if you can. That's the best thing you do. And thank you for watching this video. But if you don't understand, just watch Speaking Frankly, Cancel Culture, and you'll gain up an attention in the media. Like besides me. But if you agree with this video, just But if you don't understand it, just put a comment, or if you're new here on YouTube, just subscribe me if you can. I don't mind. So thank you for watching this video. Thank you.